All right, well, joining us now, Georgia Congressman and ranking minority member of the House Judiciary Committee, Doug Collins. Congressman, welcome back to the show.
Great to be back, Sean. It's good to see you.
You know, we were just talking about this. She was unflappable today, but I actually thought what really showed to me is the difference of how the two parties view the court. Amy Coney Barrett was saying, I'm going to see how the law is, I'm going to look at precedent, and I'm going to rule as to what the Constitution says it should be. And the Democrats are saying, yeah, but shouldn't you vote how you personally feel? They kept saying to her, personally, how do you feel? Personally, how do you feel? And I thought, wow, that really shows the difference between how Republicans and conservatives look at the court and how Democrats look at the court. What did you think?
Exactly. You hit it perfectly. And this is something we're also seeing, though, not in the court process. We're seeing it in liberals in general. If you see that in the House, what we've seen from Speaker Pelosi and others is they start talking about the fact of here's what we want to do, here's the aspiration. But yet when you look at the bill itself, it doesn't do that. They look at the same way of the Constitution. They say, here's what we want to do, and they just use the Constitution as a pretext, and they say, we'll change it as we go along. She did a great job today putting it right back with Dianne Feinstein there. But the interesting thing is when liberal justices who are getting confirmed, when they say the same thing, Democrats are silent on their lack of answer. It's amazing the double standard here.
Oh, totally. And I think the funny thing was there's the job of the Senate is to consent, right, according to the Constitution. And her qualifications, they didn't lay a glove on her. I mean, I literally was sitting here thinking to myself, holy smokes. It was like if you were keeping score, it's like 55-0. Let me shift gears for a second. The Speaker Pelosi last week tried to play this little cutesy game with the 25th Amendment, which I contend is a stunt because she's concerned that the race is closer than it is. And they are truly concerned. You fires back with a bill that would remove her from office. Tell me what the goal of that is, because I have a feeling that she's not taking that up.
No, look, I'm tired of Speaker Pelosi being just playing these political games to attack our president. Look, I'm a conservative who says, you want to fight? Let's fight. Let's do this. If you want to bring out this fight, I'm going to come right back at you and say, you're not doing this for anything but political gain. So I think it is you who has had no agenda except sham impeachment, investigation after investigation, trying to take away this president and defeat this president. Then we're going to come back at you. You're the one that's not fit to be the Speaker of the House. You're not worthy of the job. So we're just going to come right back at her and use that. And by the way, on Amy Coney Barrett, I think the scorecard for the Democrats today is exactly how many points she had on her notepad. 0.
Good point. Hey, the president was back out on the trail last night, all fired up. I mean, I don't think that there's any question that he's over the coronavirus. But the thing that I thought was really interesting last night is he focused a bit more on policy. He actually talked about the difference between himself and Joe Biden. He talked about bringing drug makers, generic drug makers to Puerto Rico. That's where I think he needs to be, right? Talking about the difference between his policies and his accomplishments and Joe Biden's. That's where I think he has to be. What did you think of the tone and tenor of last night versus some of the other rhetoric that we've heard where it's kind of more personal and rhetoric-based, if you will?
I like it when he's focused. When this president's focused, you know it from working. When he is focused, there's no stopping. When we worked on First Step Act, which I want to see him talk about even more, Vice President did the other day, that's criminal justice reform. That's actually going after people who have been neglected by Democrats for years and by both parties. He actually took on our criminal justice reform and said, we're going to help people who have been trapped in our criminal justice system. When he talks about actually helping people on prescription drug prices, when he talks about the economy and making jobs, that's the kind of thing that focus. The rest of us, you know, when the Democrats are trying to attack him, there's plenty of us out here who will go back to them and show out their hypocrisy. When he focuses on his accomplishments, we win, because when he's laser focused, the American people win.
That's right. Let me play you a little bit about what he said about medical billing last night.
We will end surprise medical billing, require price transparency. It's already signed, and it takes place on January 1st, and further reduce the cost of prescription drugs by 50, 60, 70, and even 80%. We will strongly protect Medicare and Social Security, and we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions, always.
Boom. That was it, Congressman. He's focused. He's talking about issues that matter to people. That's why people vote. Tell me, am I missing this? Because I think last night, that's what we need more of in these final 3 weeks.
21 days of Donald Trump being Donald Trump, the man who wanted to run for office, who keeps the card in his pocket that you and I both know about to measure what he's done by what he promised. and he's doing it. His promises made are promises kept. When he showed that last night of even what he's going to do, I was there the day he signed the surprise medical billing, executive order. When he talks about this, these are things that happen to real people. They understand that this president cares about them. And so when he's out there doing that, that makes the sense to the American people. They understand what's going on. And as compared to someone who's hiding in the basement, scared to get out, here's a president who's leading, talking about ideas, not talking about going back to a past that was unhelpful to most Americans. We're talking about a future that was built in 2 years, the economy, they had 3 years that came up, and then COVID hit. This is the one to rebuild this economy with facts and also accomplishments. The president's got that. He stays focused, everything's good.
Congressman, thanks for checking in with us. Hope to see you soon.
Great, Sean. It's always good to see you.
All right.
Congrats on the book.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.